Okay.
Okay, I have the time as 6:30, so we'll call the public hearing. No, we won't.
That was even,
We're not gonna do that. We are going to call the revised work session. I think the agenda items were revised. Of the mayor and council for the city of Snellville, Georgia, Monday, July 25th, 2022 to order. We have a quorum, everyone's present. So first we'll go through the regular business meeting. We have invocation by Joey George. Ceremonial matters, we have a proclamation tonight.
I suggest you have Gay do the pledge tonight, maybe.
Okay.
Would that be okay?
I second.
Gay, you okay for the pledge?
Okay.
All you have to remember is I pledge, and then everybody joins in.
We'll take it from there. And
Let's
then
all
we
nod.
have the minutes approval. And then we have Joni, Solange, we have Joni George for invited guests.
yes.
Okay. No committee or department reports, then we'll have the approval of the agenda. Public hearing items, we've got Tomco, second reading. Does anyone have any questions or comments on that before the meeting? We have the second reading on the Lazaro Mata Britton Camp property. Any questions or comments on that before the meeting? And then we have Century Communities has asked to table this item until August 22nd. So we'll just need, if that is what y'all choose to do, we'll just need a motion to table that till August 22nd. Nothing under the consent agenda, no old business. Under new business, we have the resolution for adoption of the millage rate at 4.0. And then item B, the action and approval on the contractor for the hall at the Grove. We'll just need a motion to table that. And we didn't get the information in until really late today, and I think Butch has still got some work to do.
Should have the information later this week, so if you have a special called meeting, we might be able to put it on that agenda. We may have to wait until the 8th of August.
Will that set back the construction schedule at all?
No.
Okay.
so just table it until our next scheduled meeting date.
Just, Chuck said we can just do a move to table without
move
a
to
table.
Table without a date.
Oh, table.
What?
As long as it's not a zoning. If it's something that's
Okay.
advertised, then we absolutely have to
I'm
have a
just
date for that, but, yeah.
So that's it for the regular agenda. Now, tonight, we do have, we'll be breaking out of this work session. We'll recess if we haven't gotten all our work done. We'll recess this one just before 7 o'clock because we'll need to go into council chambers for our 7 p.m. special called meeting for the millage rate public comment, if anyone wants to speak on that. At the 11:30 meeting, we had no one that came, so. But what we'll do is recess here a few minutes before 7. We'll go to the council chambers, call that meeting to order, see if anybody wants to speak. And then if we haven't gotten through the work session, then we'll need to come back here and restart this meeting. So hopefully we can get through everything in a timely manner. All right, any correspondence?
Oh, man.
City attorney's report?
In being brief, well, no.
Butch, ongoing
Okay, real
projects?
quickly, you've got several pieces of paper in front of you. Not only the projects update, but I wanted to give you a little expanded view of several things that that are currently under construction, that are ongoing, and several things we need to just put on our future list. So just look through that as you over the coming week or so, make comments, whatever. Just kind of gives you a little idea of what all the staff is working on, almost all of it. And we didn't even include public safety. So there's a lot going on out there. But just looking at the project update list, bid status on the market of the hall, I think you did get the bid tally sheet. We weren't happy at all that we did not get more qualified bidders. We had 10 people pick up plans, but we were fortunate in that the low bidder, the apparent low bidder, we're doing due diligence on that right now. Roger White with Casto and Mid-City putting a packet together that will go over everything. But I've checked on 2 of the references that I know personally, and they said they did a wonderful job for them. They aren't an older company, but they kind of specialize in what we're asking for. I mean, we're asking for a very nice shell building, stubbed out, ready to put a restaurant in with nice outdoor spaces. And they've done that in a couple of instances. So I think as soon as you get that packet and review it, we'll be ready to move. The deck final punch list was last week, so basically the deck is complete, obviously CO'd already. Apartments will be done October, November. They do have their topping out ceremony this Friday at noon. We are invited to that. It'll probably be at the same place that we had our topping out for the parking deck. Probably underneath the deck, might be out on North Road, but
You said
noon
that was
on Friday.
for the apartments?
Yes, topping out for the apartments. The revised Thrive lease is now available. I think I sent that out last week for everybody to look at. So that's Chuck. I know you're reviewing it, but it's kind of right there with once we approve the market bid, then we should have signatures on those 2 leases within a week or 2, and everything will be set for the future there. Reeves Young is still working on the cost savings on the 2nd floor. You approved a maximum number last time. We think we can get that down. There are 2 or 3 things, the electrical cost that we're going through with Ramon and Thrive. So we feel like we're going to be able to get some money out of that number, but at least we are moving forward now. Let's see, sanitation and recycling. I'm just gonna take that off the agenda. We're gonna talk about billing next year for sanitation. We budgeted this year. We're good to go budget wise. Sidewalk improvements. I thought we had a really good meeting the other night for the open house. I think everybody got to talk to quite a few folks. We had some folks not in the area come in to talk about things, and so we learned a lot last week, and we've got some questions to answer for folks. Those meetings are ongoing. We actually have, not this week, but next week, we're going to meet back with several property owners where some folks wanted trees removed and other folks did not want trees removed. So we're going to try to work that out ahead of time. Now, still working on beautification and cleanup. That may be a discussion for our called meeting. ARPA funds and uses, we now have the full amount of money in. We have set it up in this year's budget, and the plan is to spend it over 4 years per the federal guidelines. We have 4 years to spend those dollars. Briscoe Park progress. We did, the building is on order. It's being manufactured. The site work and interior build out bids went in the paper this week. We've already had several interested parties. Some folks who work down here in the Grove are interested in the site work and the interior build out there. So we'll see how that goes. Zoning category review, another item for the special meeting where we can discuss things a little more in depth. Package sales referendum, I guess it will be on the next agenda for call of the election in November, call of the referendum. And under economic development activities, I know, Dave, you and the rest of the DDA board toured the cobblestone development and all the rehab that's going on over there. And there are a couple of issues, but I think that at least the progress is underway. I think we've got a good contractor.
Yeah.
They're finding some things that I wish we knew about a long time ago.
When you say, issues, you mean problems?
Yes.
that-
Problems that went deeper than we
okay,
realized on the
that's what
first
I thought you were
inspection.
saying, yeah.
The staircases were not attached to the building
Oh.
securely. Went up and they were in a couple of pieces of plywood. Some of the fascias, when you look good, when you pull them off, behind it, there's rot. So there's just a lot more than.
More than
was-
we
What you
thought.
expect when you're pulling stuff off of
Yeah.
the 40-year-old.
And there's
building.
contingency in there, because Larry Kaiser's running it, and he knew that it wasn't gonna be what you saw on the surface, so there's contingency for a lot of
Okay.
it.
And the final thing, you had just a list of public comments from the public meeting here tonight, just to kind of look over, and we are following up with everyone here. So that's all I've done.
Okay. We had talked at the last meeting about doing a special call meeting to go over the final decisions on the alcohol and the UDO information. So if you can pull out your calendars, I'd like to see if we can get something set up for next week.
Oh,
First day of school, right?
okay. Well, Wednesday's out, because we have GWMA.
Right, maybe Tuesday.
Friday's food truck Friday.
For me, it would have to be Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday during the day. I can't do Thursday or Friday next week.
Well, we're probably talking about evening because
Oh,
our teachers,
evening?
our
Evening.
teachers
Yeah,
have
we
to
do.
teach.
I have to go to Molly's to keep our granddaughter, and I have to go Wednesday, and I'll be coming back Friday afternoon.
So would Tuesday,
Tuesday would work for me
Is
very well.
when's GWM?
yeah, Wednesday. is
Wednesday.
Okay.
Tuesday works.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Second.
Evening.
Evening,
right.
yeah.
Six-ish.
Evening.
Six.
Six-ish?
Will 6 work for everybody?
Yeah.
That way hopefully we get out
Tuesday
earlier.
the 2nd.
So our early morning teachers can get to bed.
Yeah, what's your first day of school?
It's my birthday.
Oh, it's your birthday?
Happy birthday. It's okay, I'll come. It's okay.
Celebrate a day.
I'll
early.
celebrate it.
Bring me
It'll be
cake.
nice.
So we'll do special call work session. And that will be August. That's August the 2nd.
Second.
At 6. Yeah, kids start the 3rd with 9th grade.
What time did you say?
6. Okay, and then we have item C, the discussion about single-family rentals. Todd?
Okay, hang on, gotta make sure the meeting gets in there.
Yeah, it's in the right spot.
Yeah, the issues that have come up recently, I think I've CC'd y'all on them. We were contacted, I was contacted by a gentleman who lives over across, well, he used to live across the street from Matt Cesarek before he sold his house. And the property directly across from him has been sold to an investor. That investor is trying to flip it to an organization by the name of Pad Split. Pad Split was formed within the last decade, and they primarily worked with the city of Atlanta to provide affordable housing options. And the way they did that was to go into single-family homes and divide them into rooms.
Boarding
And-
houses.
Yeah,
It's
and
roommate.com.
it is, what they have, what they're looking to do at the house on Meadow Sweet Circle, I believe, is to change a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath house into a 10-bedroom, 3-bath house. I don't know about y'all, but I've heard from a few people that they're upset about a 95-home subdivision going in on Rockdale Circle. If you think about if
What
just
could happen.
10% of the houses in a neighborhood were to change
mine.
over to these boarding houses, that would increase more than double the number of inhabitants. Our current code, I believe, is based off of what Gwinnett County has as far, Jason, as far as the number of
The definition of a family?
definition of
Yes.
family, and that's in our ordinance, but it mirrors what Gwinnett County has,
Yeah,
correct?
we actually are a little stronger.
Okay, good. The issue that comes up is they don't come to us for any kind of permitting, business license, anything. We don't know about it until it may be too late. We're in this, or until the house has been changed. In order to change a house from 4-bedroom to 10-bedroom, you have to upgrade the electrical panel because you can't have all the circuits for all the bedrooms, blah, blah, blah. So it does take a lot of permitting, from the county perspective. We also have, on Abilene Drive, we have a house that's being used as a boarding house, and the owner is not an occupant. So the
One of
question.
my 2 doors down from me.
Yeah.
On hotpads.com. They used to rent by the room or by the week, but now they've gone to monthly on there.
Our code handles anything less than 30 days as an Airbnb. Anything longer is a standard rental. We need to look at how to address this, or if we want to address it at all. I personally think that it's an issue that needs to be dealt with quickly, swiftly. I would like to look at putting together in our tax bills that go out a mailer that gives information, possibly directing people to a website with a QR code to give them all the information about setting up trash service, issues with non-owner occupant properties that we keep running across from code enforcement issues, so we can at least be proactive on our end and maybe set up a section of our webpage, a single page that has quick direct links to all the random questions that come up from, that we continually get, or at least I do. And I know code enforcement does questions from homeowners.
Well, and I think this is, you got a couple of things here.
I know.
One being, anything we try to do in this realm, we can have all the rules and ordinances we want. The problem becomes enforcing them. You know, you can't just walk into somebody's house and observe that they have 10 rooms and start looking to see if there's family relationships. You just can't do stuff like that. So it becomes a matter of enforcement and catching, and then if a neighbor reports, what do we do?
Right.
So I think, tell me if I'm off base here, but I think what we need for tonight is just, is there the will by council to want to try to get this issue to where we have some enforcement if it's possible, and figure out legally what we can do when we
Yes.
come across these. And then we can start digging into the weeds about what we do on
Well, and I think it's important for us to be proactive, and for, I'm sure from tax documents, we can find non-owner occupant properties and mail something out to give them notice.
Well, we
that-
need to make sure they don't have a homestead exemption too.
Well, yeah, but if we've given them notice, then it should make the process for code enforcement and any legal proceedings a little bit easier. Would that be correct, Chuck?
It'd be helpful, sure.
Yeah. Because some folks just don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure organizations, would it be appropriate for our city attorney to contact Hot Pads and Pad Split and send
Yeah,
them
those are the two.
a legal notice that is not allowed under our zoning ordinance?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, that's where we need to talk about.
We need to talk about that, because there's probably some things that, I went on their website and looked at it, and there's probably some things they do that probably would be permissible.
Well,
And so I don't wanna tell them, and I don't want to invite them to have a legal battle. So, but I see where you're coming from. But what I'd like to do is I think we're going to move, it sounds like the consensus is to move forward on that. I'm gonna start researching I know DeKalb really didn't do anything with theirs, but I've gotta think that there's some other places that have done some things.
Yeah.
Right.
See what they've
Atlanta.
done, see, what might work for us, what won't work for us, and then I'll bring that back to the table, maybe our special call work session.
Personally, I
We
think
could
it's
do that.
very important to send them information about what our code is and that we expect them to not exceed that, period. Because if our code is legal, then we just need to make sure that they're not going in and trying to exceed that. There is one that Ms. Linsky found on a website that actually, one of the bedrooms, you walk in the front
It's
door.
in the front door.
And
That's the one
that's
2 doors
changed
down.
into a bedroom, so,
Yeah,
um,
and we're on septic.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it leads to a lot of issues.
That's another way to get them too. I think one of the other ways to approach them is, they do have to come in for permits if they.
Well,
wanna
they
change
should.
it. Well, from what I understand from that same guy, is that's how they were taught them in DeKalb, is they are permitting some of the work. So when that does come before us, obviously, they only allow one kitchen per house, and there's certain rules to have a different unit, so we can catch it that way. But most of the time, we find out because of code enforcement issues and stuff
Right.
like that. We search the website sometimes, but I
Yeah,
think Split Pad already had one operating.
right.
In the city of
Right.
Driftwood, just one though. And
But
everything.
they seem to have one down Pinehurst now too.
Maybe coming soon, I didn't see
Mhm.
that one, send me
Okay.
the list, I saw the one on Driftwood.
Okay.
Well.
On North.
Yeah,
So whatever we can do, and I guess it's a topic for discussion in our special called work session.
Yeah, we could put that
Yay.
on there too, if you're able to find anything by then.
We'll give it a go. We'll give it a shot.
we
Jay
can
has
put
lots
that
of
on.
time on his hands.
Of course. Plenty of time.
I'll give you a contact in Douglasville, where we talk to them.
Okay,
Mm.
excellent.
Okay. And then the last item, discussion of the intersection of Williams Place and Mack Place. Christie, I think that's already
yeah,
resolved,
we've actually
isn't it?
been able to resolve that one already and get the stop sign approved where Shirley Deaver requested. However, in our discussions about the Rockdale Circle zoning, we've received quite a few emails about traffic concerns on Rockdale Circle. And I didn't get a chance, we mapped it a little bit where we would maybe think about doing 3-way stops. You sent it to me and I didn't get a chance to forward it to everybody today. We were running all day today with school. So, I don't know if you have the ability to pull that up. Can we talk a little bit about Rockdale Circle? Some of the areas that we may wanna think about 3-way stops.
Yep, well, we'll have, we can start for about 2 minutes and then we'll
Okay.
have to recess for the
That'll,
7
yeah, that
o'clock
would be
meeting.
great, cause Todd's gonna pull up the map, I think.
Yeah, let me pull up my city email and I'll email it to everybody.
Okay, sorry, I just didn't get a chance.
Well,
Well, and that might be
Anyway. Or we can continue at a
yeah,
different
we
time,
might need
too.
to talk
Yeah.
with the police about that too, about what might be enforceable or doable as far as them being able to
Okay.
patrol
Right.
too.
On that bottom half of Rockdale,
Uh-huh.
that's ours.
Well, and that
Oh,
was.
are you asking me a question? I don't know.
And that
No, I
was the
was,
issue,
like,
which,
I think the bottom half is ours, but the
Yeah,
top
the-
half is still the county's, right?
okay, which is the bottom half and which is the
The
top
wish,
half?
the piece that connects the two is ours, correct? Skyland and Rockdale Circle, that
Well,
whole
in
long
the,
piece?
in the change of the SDS in 2020, basically, we're responsible from the short side of Rockdale Circle all the way, the long side now going down all the way to Skyland, that goes down by
All
Conrad's
of it,
Trail.
from like Quick Trip down?
Not Quick Trip, our responsibility starts right there at the Rockdale Circle short
Intersection.
side. So, they basically switched with us from the short side to the long side, so.
In our break between meetings, I've got a map, if you can just point, and then I'll mark it up and send it to everybody.
Yeah, we can, because we're just kind of coming to that conclusion after reading some emails in the
Yeah.
last couple of days.
Yeah.
Really.
And driving
And
the
driving it,
area.
of course.
And there was, we had a public comment at the end of last meeting, just mentioning it, so
Yeah.
need to be proactive.
Okay, well, with that, I think we went through the work session agenda, so
Wow.
we won't need to come back.
All right.
So with that, I will take a motion
Motion
to
to
adjourn
adjourn.
the work session. There's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor? Okay, we're done here. 7 o'clock in there, so you got 5 minutes.